Welcome to another birth episode of the PWHL podcast, and it's another episode regarding the expansion teams. I feel like I've lost track now how many we've done the last couple of days and weeks. It's been non-stop since obviously we've had the end of the season back in end of May. It has been just non-stop, so we're gonna get straight into it. So this is a video where I told about this episode. Do I do it in two separate shows? Do I do it in one big show? And I decided at the end of the day, I'm gonna do it as one big show. That's to go through the general managers that have been named by PWHL Vancouver and PWHL Seattle. It's very exciting at times indeed. This, of course, is the first big piece that both sides need as they look to build competitive rosters coming into the 25-26 season. So we're going to go through both of them in the same show. Should we do Seattle first? We'll do Seattle first, and then we'll do Vancouver. Although I think Vancouver did get announced first, but we'll do Seattle first. Especially I just got that one on my screen for me to go through. So we'll do Seattle first, and then we'll do Vancouver, and this will give you an idea of who the general managers are as we get closer to the actual expansion process, which is now firmly underway. So obviously we've got the expansion draft coming up on June 9, and after that, the next piece would be for those two teams to get coaches, because it's not got those in place yet, but we'll have a good time. Right, so yeah, so we'll start with PWHL Seattle, and then obviously we'll do PWHL Vancouver, so should we get started? Okay. So PWHL Seattle have named Megan Turner as their general manager, and if you are a Boston Fleet fan, you might be familiar with that name. So Megan Turner has been appointed the general manager of PWHL Seattle following 2 successful seasons as the assistant general manager of the Boston Fleet, where she played a key role in building the roster and developing a strong organizational culture. Move this. Yeah, it's a bit bad. Sorry, just a little bit of equipment sorting out there. Megan brings an extraordinary combination of hockey experience, strategic vision, and professionalism to PWHL Seattle, said Jaya Hefford, who is the PWHL Executive Vice President of Hockey Operations. During her time in Boston, Megan distinguished herself as a big picture thinker who earned the respect of players and staff alike. She's the ideal person to lead this exciting new chapter in Seattle. It's interesting when I say that she's a big picture thinker, because I mean, right now in this league, given how it's so competitive, you kind of need somebody who's going to go for that win now mentality. Otherwise, you are kind of going to get left behind, which is why it's so important that these two teams are going to be so competitive from day one, because the competitive level of the PWHL has been one of its main strengths, and the expansion teams, if they can't match that level straight away, they're going to really struggle. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, you can't do to obviously think about the big picture in the years ahead, but right now, it's kind of a win now mentality this league, rather than drafting for the long term, which you probably would get if this was for the HL. Okay, but we'll carry on. So, originally from Bedford, New Hampshire, Turner is a former NCAA and professional player who competed for 4 years at Quinnipiac University before continuing her career in the CWHL and later the PWHPA. Off the ice, before continuing her career in the No, sorry, I've already read that line. Sorry, a little weird notification just put like that. It's just threw me off. What's up with this laptop today, eh? Okay, so I'll just read that line because there was a little ping there and I just got distracted by that. So I'll read that line again. Yeah, so she continued in CWHL and later in the PWHPA. Off the ice, she built a successful consulting career at Price Waterhouse Coopers, PwC, managing complex projects and advising Fortune 500 companies on operational strategy and organizational change. So let's hear from her. I'm honoured to step into this role and have the opportunity to build a PHL team in Seattle, said Turner. From the excitement that we experienced at the Takeover Tour this past season to the established women's sports culture and the close relationship with the Kraken, I'm confident that we're stepping into an environment that is more than ready for women's hockey. The talent in this league is unmatched, and I'm excited for the opportunity to build a team and an organisation that reflects the passion of the city and the excellence of the league. We got a lot of work to do, and I'm ready to get started. Taylor holds both a BS and MBA from Quinnipiac and brings a unique perspective to her role through her ongoing service in the Army National Guard. Taylor will lead PWHL Seattle into its inaugural 2025-26 season, following the submission of protected player lists from the inaugural 6 teams. The league's 2 expansion teams will be provided a 5-day exclusive signing window to sign a maximum of 5 players, beginning June the 4th at 9 AM Eastern. And the 25 expansion draft presented by Upper Deck will take place June the 9th at 8:30 PM Eastern. Okay, so I think it's a really great addition to have somebody who's actually already been involved with the league. Given how she was assistant GM for Boston, so she's got experience there. She knows what it's like having to build a PHL team from scratch. So hopefully she could use that experience to good use and really go for some really good notch players. I've got a funny feeling a lot of Boston players are going to be probably going to Seattle. I can imagine that initial in the expansion process. I can imagine that a lot of Boston players are probably going to be having their phones literally wrong by Megan Turner to see if she can maybe sway them to go her way. So I think that puts a lot of pressure on the Boston Phoenix in the expansion process, knowing how full well you've got somebody in one of the two teams who knows what your team's like and could have a good idea of what players are going to work well for her. I think it's going to be really interesting. It just makes those picks that are going to be taken from Boston just that even more really interesting and really interesting. But it is a great sign for Seattle. They're going to have somebody with experience and somebody who. I think this will give them the advantage over Vancouver, because with PWHL Seattle having gone for somebody who's already had experience in the league, who knows what the league is about, that can give you the opportunity to work out what you need to draft, what you need to go for in the expansion process, and just try and get a really good, strong player roster. Because Seattle's got a lot to live up to. Because obviously, it's kind of like a new market in terms of hockey. And the Kraken have been there for 4 or 5 years now in the NHL. And it'll be interesting to see how that partnership works. But Seattle is literally known for supporting women's sports. They've got a women's pro soccer team in there. They've got a women's pro basketball team in there, who of course obviously share club majority with the Kraken. And so let's throw a women's pro hockey team in there. It kind of just makes sense. So there's gonna be no doubt that Seattle is going to be showing up. They're going to show up, and I think it is a really great acquisition they've got for somebody in that GM role. So it's going to be. Well, if I was a Boston Fleet fan, I would be literally now running scared at who potentially is going to be taken in the expansion. Remember, 4 players go from each of the inaugural 6 teams in the expansion process. So it's going to be a real tough call for Boston there, because they now know that they've got somebody in Seattle who knows exactly what this team's gone through, because probably helped make most of the moves to get Boston where they were in that inaugural season, and so that's really good thing. Yeah. So Megan Turner is the GM for PWHL Seattle. Well, now it's Vancouver, and hopefully we will not have any sort of weird mucking about from my laptop or equipment there to put me off. It's very rare I get sort of pings on the laptop, and that just really put me off, and I just remember to redo what I repeat the line I already read. Right, let's hope we don't hear that this time. Anyway, wish me luck. So PWHL Vancouver have named Cara Gardner-Murray as their general manager. So Cara Gardner-Murray has been appointed general manager of PWHL Vancouver. Gardner-Murray joins the league expansion team following 14 seasons with Princeton women's ice hockey, where she had served as head coach since 2017 and built one of the most respected programs in college hockey. Okay. Cara brings exceptional experience at all levels of the game, a deep understanding of player development, and an unwavering passion for advancing women's sports, said Jay Heffner, PWHL Executive Vice President of Hockey Operations. Her track record at Princeton speaks for itself, installing a strong culture, recruiting top talent, developing elite athletes, and winning championships. Under Gardner-Murray's leadership, the Princeton Tigers captured their first ECAC tournament title, won an Ivy League championship, made multiple NCAA quarterfinal appearances, and set a program record with 26 wins in a single season. She is the second winningest coach in Princeton history. So let's hear what she has to say for herself. I'm incredibly honoured to step into the role of general manager and lead the PWHL team in Vancouver, said Gardner Murray. It's a privilege to help bring the best women's hockey to one of the greatest cities in the world. We build a team that reflects Vancouver's passionate spirit, one that competes for the World Cup and becomes part of the city's fabric. I can't wait to get started. Let's build something incredible together. Yeah, it's interesting how Vancouver seems really committed to want to compete for day one. It's like straight away, they haven't even, right, because I was recording this before the expand on draft. They've yet to draft players, and already they're thinking cop or bust. It's gutsy, and I kind of like it. I kind of have to respect them that. It's gutsy. And we never know, because obviously, you never know. I mean, we have seen it before. We have seen before where expansion team can easily go all the way to the finals. We have seen it happen in hockey. So, I mean, and contrary the Firebirds, the Kraken's affiliates, I know this is about Seattle ago, but the Firebirds have been, to me, are the best example of that. They were expansion team. They came in the 22-23 season, and they walked the park, went to the Calder Cup finals, and fell short by Game 7. And then the following year, they did it again. So it is possible expansion to make the mark, but that's quite gutsy how... At the moment, Vancouver is literally going all couple of bars, whereas Seattle's more like build for the future mentality, and we'll see which one of those works out well. But I'm kind of loving how Vancouver, since they got announced as an expansion team more than nearly 2 months ago now, they've been quite gutsy, and I think that's what you're going to need. You go on to buy this, that you've got to go for it, because all the other teams are already fight for that in the mix, so you've got to put yourself in as well. We'll carry on. So throughout her career, Gardner Murray has played a central role in developing top-tier talent at both the college and international levels. Among the many athletes she has coached are Olympic gold medalists and current PWHL standouts, New York Sirens Sarah Ferrier, and do I say, because she is now technically gone, and Claire Thompson, who is now with PWHL Vancouver, because obviously we're recording this as the exclusive sign winner has gotten away, and Claire Thompson has been taken from our Frost, and she is now with PWHL Vancouver. So actually, I'm not surprised that now it kind of makes sense now why Claire Thompson was a priority to Vancouver. That stings. She has held coaching roles with Hockey Canada at the under-18s development and senior national team levels, and has also served as a development camp coach with the AHL's Philadelphia Flyers for the past 4 years. A native of Hensel and graduate of Brown University, Gardner Murray was a 2-sport All-American in ice hockey and field hockey. She played professional hockey in the original NWHL and holds a Master's of Education from Arizona State University. A tireless advocate for equality in sport, Gardner Murray has dedicated her career to mentoring the next generation and advancing the visibility and impact of women's hockey. Gardner Murray will lead PWHL Vancouver into its inaugural 25-26 season, following the submission of protection playlists from the inaugural 6 teams. The league's 2 expansion teams will be granted a 5-day exclusive window to sign a maximum of 5 players, beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern on June 4th. 2025 expansion draft, presented by Upper Deck, will take place on June 9th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, so I think Vancouver's got a really great general manager here. I mean, I talked a moment ago how Seattle's got the advantage of having somebody who's already been involved with the league. But you look at Murray's resume there. She clearly knows what she's doing. She's clearly got the experience and knows what it takes to build up a program, knows what it takes to develop players. Oh, I bet she's wishing that Sarah Fillier was available because she could have reunited herself with Fillier and Thompson. But we, the Purple Trio, we just knew that no way was Fillier going to be taken from the Cyrus. We knew they were going to protect her. We had her on our list, and it was proven this week that she was on the actual protection list by the Cyrus. So we knew that was going to happen. But I did have a feeling that Claire Thompson might be somebody who's going to get taken by one of those two teams. I just didn't know it was going to be Vancouver or Seattle, but that, of course, has now officially happened. It kind of makes more sense why now it's Vancouver that's got her. It fits in nicely. Yeah, so I think while Moray doesn't have the experience of being involved with the league, the fact that she has been able to make success at Princeton with that and done ones with that program, I think it's something you need to not underestimate. I think she knows what she's doing and she's going to know how to build a successful roster, particularly if this is a team that's going to have that we will compete for the World Cup on day one mentality, which kind of is the mentality we need to see from all future expansion teams. Because given how super close this league is, you've got to be ready for it on day one. And of course, let's not forget, obviously, Vancouver's got its advantage to Seattle. Vancouver in their primary in their primary venue, that is going to be the Vancouver's home, where they'll be the primary talent. That is a first for the PHL. So PHL Vancouver, and I can't wait for them to get their name and brands. We're going to see that on Sarah Ice. They're going to be the primary talents of the Pacific Coliseum. So that is the advantage that Vancouver's got over Seattle. So there's both advantages that both these teams have got one another. You've got to work out which ones they are. But I think, I would not underestimate Cara at your perils, because I think, yeah, what she's doing with Princeton, she's been here with players like Claire Thompson, who already met standouts in the PHL, despite this year being Claire Thompson's first season in the PHL. She's gonna know what she's doing, and I think it's gonna be really interesting to see what Vancouver is gonna do. Because it sounds like they are pretty serious about wanting to compete for the World Cup on day one, and that's good. But the question of the expansion process will be to see, can they put their money where their mouth is, particularly how they draft and how they go about in the exclusive sign window, which probably is right underway as we speak. And there have already been quite a few surprises and some shocks and some told you so moments. Like we mentioned when we did the episode about the protection lists. We are waiting to cover the exclusive sign window in our draft recap show. That's gonna be the first one we're gonna do on that draft recap show. We're gonna go through the sign window first, and then we're gonna go through who is going to be taking each draft. So I know the exclusive sign window is away, but we're waiting to talk the draft recap show we're gonna do next week. Cover that. That'll be the first video. In fact, we talked about the plan for that on the episode we did about when the leagues drop the protection lists. So, there you go. Yeah. So, yes, there you go. So, that is who both PHL Seattle and PHL Vancouver have signed as their general managers. I did toy to what did I want to do a separate episodes, or do I do this both? But I kind of found it's kind of the sort of thing that you can easily get done in one episode. You can buy the two because they're about 15 minutes each, weren't they? So I thought it's kind of the thing you can easily get done combined in one video. We'll probably do the same thing again when they announce the coaches. When both teams got their coaches, they will do it together. Because that will be the next thing that Vancouver and Seattle will need after we've had the expansion draft on Monday. Obviously, the edge draft will come as well at G24. But we'll see if we get used back coaches before that or will it be after the draft. So we'll see. Yeah, okay. So that is who PHL, Seattle, and PHL Vancouver have announced as their general managers. And I think that's the last piece of expansion we can do before the expansion draft. So yeah, it has been a busy few couple of days. There's been a lot of expansion draft teams episodes to cover, which has been coming on nicely. Yes, and we've also had some other episodes as well. Yeah, but the news is coming thick and fast for expansion seeds. It's coming thick and fast, and before you know it, year 3 will be here, and we'll get to see these two teams in person. Yeah, so that would be that would be all for today. So thanks so much for joining me. And I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.